Okay, and welcome back to another episode of the Saucy Boys podcast. I go by the name of Chaku.
Michael Stokes, baby.
And we are back. We're coming off of the collaboration episode with the Brothers Binge. Mm-hmm. Shout out to them. That was a fun episode to do.
Actually, it was awesome. It was amazing.
It was a little different, like trying to do it over Zoom. And then like the whole editing process was a little rough. Yeah. But we made it. So, yeah. But it all worked out.
I know for all the viewers out there, if you could have caught it on our feeds earlier in the week, but it did release on Halloween for the Brothers Binge. So if y'all aren't already following or subscribing them, go ahead and go over there and subscribe to them, and you can go ahead and give it a rewatch or something if you want.
Yeah, and that too, if you haven't checked out the Brothers Binge yet, please go check them out. They're dope. They've been doing the podcast for a few years now.
Yeah.
Got a good following. They talk about a lot of dope shit, video games, comics, movies.
We aspire
TV.
to be like them.
Yeah, we aspire to be like them.
I aspire to get on their show again, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be dope. We gotta, man, so once we get this studio set up, we gotta like do like a round table.
Yeah.
That'd be dope as
Just
fuck.
a big ass round table, and we all bring like knives and put them on the table like King Arthur or something.
Fucking play the what's that game called?
5 Fingers of Death.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. Doing that. But this week I am the bearer of Bevy.
The bearer.
And since, we haven't really done a scotch, I don't think we have.
Fine scotch.
I decided I would go ahead and grab the Laphroaig.
Are you popping our scotch sherry?
I think I am.
Holy shit.
And this is a single malt. There's a lot of shit that I'm still learning about this. And so the drink that we're going to make with this today is just going to be the, Laphroaig single malt scotch whiskey, with some club, what's this? The soda water.
Little double Dutch soda water.
Yeah, so some people, they say to like drink it straight. And then like a lot of people drink it with, a little bit of water because it opens up like the flavor of the scotch. So, yeah.
Also, I think you should draw attention to the fact that we are not using ice this episode.
Yeah, we got some stones.
Got some stones.
We got some cold stones in there.
Cold stone.
Every time I think of like the word stones, I think of fucking Fifth Element.
I like that.
Got the stones.
I like that.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. Laphroaig, I've never had it, and I've always seen it, and I've always wanted to try it.
Have you opened that case yet?
I have not.
Oh shit! So we're in for a surprise if this is not a cork top.
Oh, I don't think it is. It might be.
I would think you would put a scotch. I think you'd put a cork top on a scotch. That's just me.
So we're about to find out. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think it is.
That's a cork top, bud. That's corky.
This little like frilly thing be throwing me off sometimes, though.
Yeah, like when you pop the top off, it didn't look like it, but then once you pull the bottle out, it looked just like little.
So I wanted to get the 10-year just because that's like the regular one that everybody gets, like it's like a starter, and they didn't have it because it sells out.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the select, and yeah, so we're going to try this and see what it's like. And, like I said, we're still developing our palate for these things.
And I want to get back to that. I know, like, since we've come back, we've kind of, like, waned off of, like, trying to develop our palates. And I felt like we kind of stuck more into our comfort zones.
Yeah.
And everything, especially, like, the tequila streak that we had.
Yeah, we was on a fucking fiesta streak.
Fucking...
Yeah,
just we were going crazy with it, but yeah, the point of the pod was for us to develop our palates and then also bring new and interesting beverages to you guys. So I'm actually gonna try and make a cocktail on next week's pod. I just wanna.
Yeah, I want to do better about that in the future.
Yeah,
and just like doing more research behind things, but with my schedule,
I know
it kind of.
And that's why I don't hold it against you, but that's why I'm also like it's a us thing.
Yeah,
we both need to.
Kind of hinders my ability to like go out there and be like, let's try this, and then like fucking do all the drinks and shit.
But if it's ever a situation where all you have to do is grab the bottle, you can easily just hit me and be like, yo, I need these ingredients for tonight.
Okay,
and I can.
I mean, I have most of them. I've grabbed some, from past pods, but yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and open this one up.
Let's go. Cork. Oh, it's back, baby. It's back.
Pork top is back, baby.
Woo. Oh, smell good.
Ooh. Get a little whiff of this.
1815.
So I was reading up, and there was like
There go that smoky smell.
Yeah, there's certain things that they say to look out for, to get like the best scotch, and there was all kinds of things on there. So yeah, I forgot exactly what the fuck it was, but on a later pod I'll get back to y'all on that. And I mean, if y'all already know, leave it in like the comments or something. And yeah,
I know the smoky smell is normal though, so I think
right,
I'm gonna pour mine up at one finger.
I think that's good right there. So at this time we're preparing our drinks. So if you are sipping your morning coffee, go ahead and take a sip, or
Don't put no scotch in it.
I mean, you can if you want to, but we're not responsible if you get fired from work. So
You know what scotch reminds me of? The beginning of Horrible Bosses, where he like goes in that office and he's like, I'm gonna pour myself a glass of scotch, and like he doesn't drink it, but he pours the other guy one.
yeah.
And he's like, that's 15-year-old scotch, whatever his name is. I'm not just gonna throw it out. He like makes him fucking drink it and shit. Then he uses it against him in a meeting.
Yeah.
He's like, we're not gonna talk about your raging alcohol problem.
That's fucked up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take a sip of this. A swig.
Okay, clink clink.
Cheers.
Let's go. Yep, mezcal, but not as harsh as the mezcal.
It's not.
And I'll reiterate, but I didn't get a heads up. If you have simple syrup, you add it to this to take away that smoky flavor. And I do have a bottle of simple syrup. I just keep forgetting to bring it. I think next time I'm just going to bring it over just for the fuck of it and leave it over here.
Yeah. I'm going to pour a little bit of this soda water in here. Kind of let it do its thing.
Woo. Can you imagine shooting this shit?
For real.
Can't believe Ern wanted to shoot this shit.
I deserve it.
Ern's a wild boy. Ern, we're talking about the character from the great show Atlanta, which is supposed to be coming back next year.
Dog, I can't fucking wait. So that teaser that they released, for one, it just got me excited because the style of...
Look like a fucking movie.
It's crazy because like before I started shooting my short film, there was like some scenes in like the first season of Atlanta that were kind of like you can compare them, like they look similar. And I shot this without like seeing Atlanta, so like when I watch it, I'm just like, yo, like that's exactly how I would like shoot something.
So you're saying Donald Glover stole your style?
He didn't steal it, but he borrowed some things.
No, it's yeah, that happens a lot with a bunch of things, if you're just not like, if you don't have like the position available to you to be able to put it out to the world first, then someone else is gonna do it.
So like back in the day, whenever I did that Sorry for the Wait joint, and then fucking Wayne dropped his shit before mine, I was like, I was like, man, this motherfucker. Right?
I remember my moment like that. I think I've told the story before. I never knew what I wanted to sound like rapping, and then I heard Kid Cudi, and I wanted to quit rapping because that's the sound I had in my head, but I couldn't like express that to someone and get that out and everything.
I think when it comes to like how like I would want my music to sound, because like I always get like Lupe Fiasco comparisons or like Big Sean, which is weird. But yeah, probably Donald Glover and some like Gambino style like shit. I just everything is so, I don't know.
It's so timeless though.
It's so good.
Any Gambino.
Oh, so you're talking about like ideas that like you've come up with, or like things how you want, all right,
someone
whatever.
else puts them out. I got another one actually.
I'll let you do yours first.
My other one is the sequel to Fight Club. I've said that's like one of my favorite movies. I don't know why I didn't tell them that last week. I should have said that. But in that movie, he imagines an imaginary, like basically an imaginary person to do all this bad shit and stuff. And so like I thought about like, man, what would be a great sequel would be if that main character had a kid and the kid started playing with an imaginary friend, and the imaginary friend was essentially the Tyler Durden character or whatnot. So then you find out it's hereditary. And then like I think it was like 10 years ago I found out they did like a Fight Club 2 comic book. And that's the plot of the comic book. And I was like, oh, are you fucking kidding me?
That's crazy. There was one big idea that I had. So actually a couple of them. So, all right, the simplest one is I'm a DJ, right? And so on like our laptops, like you have to connect everything like USB. And so sometimes when people come up, like they'll hit it and it'll kind of like knock it loose and it'll fuck everything up.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I was like, how come nobody is invented a stand that just has like it's powered and has the USB ports in the stand, and then like you can. So initially my idea that I had is I wanted to make a case for like the MacBook where you plug everything into the base and then you just like dock it, and then that's how everything connects. And so like the case that you put around the MacBook, it locks into the USB ports that are on there, and then the charging port also. So that way you don't have to run your charge up. So that way there's no wires going through, and then you just dock it and everything goes through that dock into the.
So just like a DJ's laptop docking station.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the idea I had. And then I think it was during quarantine. And I think I told you this. We were in the office, and there's somebody made a DJ stand, and it has like the USB ports on the side. It's not the same as my idea, but it's similar as far as like just, getting the cords and shit out the way.
Yeah.
So that way when people come up, like they don't fucking like knock out your hard drive or whatever.
Trip over
Can
a
you
cord or
play
something.
Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny.
Yo. All right. So soundbite real quick. One of my homies came by to see me DJ at Burleson this weekend, and this chick walks up and she requests Bad Bunny, right?
Oh man!
Oh, please tell me I have the video on here.
Hopefully you start recording.
Hell no.
Yeah, so she comes up and like she requests Bad Bunny, and my homie was like, hell no. But he just he's like that.
Yeah,
like, he just says whatever is, and he looks at me, he's like, oh, my bad if I fucked anything up. And I was like, nah, man, that's how I feel. But that was just the funniest shit. And I meant to post that video the other day, but I mean, I still play Bad Bunny. But.
I think the funniest thing about that shit is I thought that was like, I don't know why I thought that was like a local thing of only local DJs. And then it wasn't until like I started seeing like memes and shit of like, no, this is worldwide.
Yeah.
Of DJs getting harassed to play Bad Bunny and how annoying it is. And it's like, it has nothing to do with Bad Bunny. Great artist. It's just, if I played 5 of his songs tonight, why the fuck do you think I'm going to play a whole album?
Yeah, they want you to play like the whole album.
Like all the B-sides and shit. And it's like,
shit,
we don't even do that for Jay. Like, why would you think that?
This shit is crazy because like I'll tell people like, hey, like I already played it. And they're like, well, play it again. You know what? We'll get into this later and remind me of this moment because there's a topic that we're going to touch on, and it has somewhat to deal with like similar. Okay. So that was one idea. And then the other idea is, of course, it was kind of a combination of like being a DJ and then like having a pet.
Yeah.
Right. So Texas is hot as fuck.
Yes.
And so I hate like leaving my gear in my car for like a longer time than I need to. But if I'm driving all over the place, like it's kind of hard to just like go and pick up your gear before your gig, right?
But I mean, like the least you can do is at least take your laptop with you.
Yeah.
You know?
And then that too, it's like if you have vinyls, like the motherfuckers melt.
Oh, yeah.
And I've done that before. I've left my vinyl in the car and that shit just melts. But initially I had an idea if there was just like a mode on your car where like in your trunk and then like your car, just depending on where you left things, that your AC would kick on and keep those things cool while you're, doing whatever, right?
Like storage mode.
So like,
climate controlled storage.
Yeah, pretty much. And then also for like pets, if you leave your pet in the car, then you can like pop that on, and it's like your pet will be fine. It won't fucking die.
I think that's more attainable. Is cars become more like electrical and solar powered?
But see, this is the thing. So Tesla has fucking pet mode, and they released it. I want to say a few years ago, but I've had this idea for like fucking for years. For a long time, I was like, man, it'd be so dope. I mean that too, like groceries. Like, let's say you have to go run somewhere and you have like fucking ice cream or cold shit in the car.
Yeah,
it's like you can just put it in that mode, and then it would keep everything in your car cool until you get back. And so that was like one of the ideas I had. And then fucking when Tesla announced it, like, oh, we got pet mode. Yeah, you can leave your pet in the car.
Fuck you, Elon Musk.
Your pet won't die. And I was like, fuck, that was my idea. Damn it, Elon. Shit. So Elon, if you hear this, man.
I want my cut.
You motherfucker. Yeah.
I want my cut. Also, another reason this topic is funny, and the reason why I like tell people to watch Seinfeld is because there's episodes where every episode can relate to something that happens in life. And there's an episode about that where Kramer goes to Calvin Klein about a new cologne called The Beach, and they kick him out. And then like in the next season, they bring it back up. Because like Jerry's dating this girl who's wearing the new fragrance. Yeah. And he smells it and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's my fragrance. I made that. And she was like, no, it's The Beach by Calvin Klein. He's like, motherfuckers. But yeah, so man. It's crazy, but that's just and that's something that happens in life, man.
Yeah, it's just a lot of people have great ideas, you know.
That's why you got to patent them shits immediately. I always heard another thing of like sleeping with a notebook by your bed. Mm-hmm. So that if you ever have like a good dream that like that builds like a great idea, you can immediately just like write it down and not think about it.
I need to start doing that because like recently I've been having a lot of like dreams about shit, and I'm just like, yo, like I had a dream of a DJ set I actually wanted to do, and it was like there was a few songs, and I woke up and I forgot that shit. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I've had that happen with like homework for school or something, where it's like I'd work till like 2 a.m. And then like I'd be like, all right, I got to take a mental break. So I just lay down and like take like a 4-hour nap or something to get up and finish whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And then like my brain wouldn't fully shut off, and it would be thinking about how like the last like 2 pages of a paper. And then like I'd wake up and be like, oh, I got it. I know what I'm gonna write now. And just finish this shit, crank that bitch out. Like, yeah, I've done that a few times.
Man, you know, you were talking about fragrances earlier with the Seinfeld thing. Bond number 9. I really need y'all to bring back that Riverside Drive. I got money now, right?
Got the money.
And I haven't had that shit in so long.
When he was a broke nigga, you couldn't help him, but now you can afford it. He needs your help.
When I was a broke nigga, I got it for a discount, and then now it's like I can buy it. You know,
I still feel bad because I still got that Gucci Guilty, and I think I've only used it once.
Damn.
And I told my girl not to give me that shit. But
do you feel guilty for not using
I do. Like every day. I walk in there. I didn't even take it with me to Austin, and I didn't even think about that because we went out to dinner. She didn't even say shit about it. Huh. So I'm just like, yo, like I told you, don't get me fragrances because I'm the type of person, and I always say this, I don't wear jewelry because the first day I forget to wear my watch will be the last day I wear my watch. It always happens. Yeah. I don't wear fragrances because the first day I forget to like spray it on me, I'm never gonna use it again. Like I forget about it. Like my mind just doesn't think that way. But yeah, just whatever.
Man. Speaking of Austin,
yes, sir.
You know, I know y'all went out there for Halloween weekend, so I wanted to ask you how was your Halloween festivities. Y'all was out there for a couple of days, right?
No, not really. It was Friday evening, Saturday, and left Sunday morning. We didn't spend a lot of time. I'll tell you this. This was the first time that we stayed in North Austin. So we were like right down the street from the Domain. 1. 2, I always prefer downtown Austin over the Domain. I hate the Domain. 1, it brings back memories of when I used to work there as a bar back and a security. 1. And then 2, it doesn't feel like Austin. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels like what Austin is becoming or turning into.
I feel like that area is a lot of people with their nose up.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
And it's like they look at you and like, what the fuck are you doing on this side?
Yeah. Definitely feels like that. And like that's why I never really fucked with it that much. But yeah, we stayed over there. To be real, we didn't go out. We didn't go out for Halloween.
Just a little getaway
for the Saturday night. Like, yeah, because we spent more time. So here's the thing. When we went for my birthday, and y'all came up there, you remember I was trying to make reservations to a place up in North Austin to eat at? Mm-hmm. And I couldn't get us booked because this place is so popping. You got to put the reservation in the day prior, and also you got to have 5 or more people to make a reservation. Other than that, you got to just show up, put your name on the wait list,
and hope you get in.
And hope you get in. And so we went there this time. It's called Soju, like Seoul Korea with Ju at the end, like the drink. So Soju, those green bottle drinks we were drinking when we ate. And so we went there. Man, this place is fucking popping, bro. Like, it's popping, dog. It's got like a club atmosphere. It's not like all you can eat, but it's like the portions are huge. But it's on this side of town that I'm so familiar with because I worked there for like 3 years. But it's like I spent all my time in that area in the daytime, so I never really had a chance to see it at night. And it's like in the daytime, just like most places in Austin, a lot of homeless people, a lot of poverty around and shit. Yeah. And it's like, it's not a good place you want to be at. But then at night, like, it's like someone flips the switch and it's like all the food trucks are popping. There's all these lights up and down the street. It's like traffic is backed up on. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, it's like I've spent so much time in this area and I never knew it was jumping like this. And it's like, it's right next door to like a Tejano club.
Oh shit!
This place is, but yeah. So like we get in because I as soon as the wait list opened, I put our name down and I got us in. Thinking it was only like a 30-minute wait. We got our food. We did I got like fried dumplings, which was good as fuck. My girl got like a big ass dumpling soup as an appetizer, and it was like a huge fucking bowl. But then like our main thing we got was they called it chicken nuggies and and what's it called? Fuck, fondue. Chicken nuggies and fondue.
How you feel as a grown man ordering chicken nuggies and fondue?
Yeah, it's, I mean, you see the name, and I was like, I don't know. But then the table next to us got it, and I saw it fed all 5 of the people at the table and how big it was. And I was like, oh, shit, we're getting that. Yeah. That looks good as fuck. And so, like, yeah, that's what I posted on Instagram was that. But, like, yeah, it was like a pop-in place, man. Like, you could kick it there for hours and drink and then just dip out. You could pregame there, or you can make it your night. And so, like us, we just kind of made it our Friday night. Like, we went through, had a good time, both got like a bottle of soju, fucked it up while eating, and then we went back to the room and crashed out. And I was just like, damn, that was good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw, like, the owner, he greets you when you walk in, and like he'll seat you, and then he was like, goes over like some rules and everything, and like, at the end, he's like, also, I want you to scan that right there because I'm trying to increase my Instagram by like 10,000 people. So it's like a QR code. So you scan it, follow him. I was following them. Dude, he, of course, it's a Korean restaurant. They did like a Squid Game themed Halloween party on Halloween night. And I think like the winner got like $600. But it was like their games, of course, you don't die. It's like an ongoing drinking game. Oh, so it's like they were playing like Flip Cup and all this other shit. Like he just kept posting, and I just kept looking. I was like, "Fuck, man, we should have went for Halloween too."
Damn.
Like fuck, but it was lit, dog. It was dope as shit. So
I just you know I couldn't bring myself to order fondue chicken nuggies.
It was. I'm telling you, don't knock it till you try it. That shit was so good, bro.
The name was like, I was like, yeah, let me get the chicken nuggets. Nuggets,
but they weren't even like nuggets, man. Like they were like literally like strips just diced in two. The portions were so fucking huge, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did that. Then Saturday night, when we were planning on going out, we hit another Korean restaurant across the street from where Soju was, and this one was more like the traditional Korean restaurant. So it's they're not blaring like dope ass K-pop acts and shit. You know what I'm saying? The drinking games aren't popping. In fact, they barely had any of the soju flavors that we were looking for. But the food was still good. We enjoyed ourselves. But then we got back to the room, and I never really found a Halloween costume. And I was just like, I'm gonna chill. Yeah, I was like, let me just chill for a second. She was like, well, are we gonna go out? I was like, I don't know. Let me just chill. And then my shoes came off. Then her shoes came off, and I was just like, I don't think we're going out today. I don't know. I've reached like an age where like I don't want to deal with like those crowds in Austin. And she was in the Domain last year for Halloween, and she said that it was so crowded they only went to one bar.
It's different when you're not working, in that shit. But if you're just going, I feel the same. I'm like, I don't really care for all the. I'd rather do some shit local because I'm around that shit all the time, anyways. Yeah. So, yeah, that's dope though, man. You got to go and kind of relax and get away from San Antonio for a bit, and get to eat some good food and chill out.
Nice little getaway.
My weekend was the opposite.
Shit.
Oh man, Friday was a packed day, man. I had a couple of gigs, and then my job during the day we had to help set up for an event, and then as soon as I left from there, went to go DJ at Burleson for one of my good friends. It was his mom's birthday, so I was there 5 to 8, and then right after that went to Espuelas. And that's where I had costume number 1.
The astronaut.
Man's was an astronaut, So that was cool. And it was cool too because like the past few years, like I haven't been able to dress up. People just ask what are you? I'm like, I'm a DJ. Easy costume. But then when the DJ is playing at a spot in the costume contest, they making more money than the DJ is. You might have to join that motherfucker. Shit. But yeah. So then, Friday was good. Nice little night. And Saturday was at Burleson. It was more chill. Because everybody was at, different spots. They were doing costume contests and all that shit. So, of course, there was probably more shit that was popping off. And then Sunday was another busy day, Played at social spot 2 to 6. And then got done. Had time to go home, shower, change, eat. And then hop in my Batman costume and stroll the streets of Gotham and shit. So, yeah, and then I played 10 to 2 there. And it was dope. This is the second year that they did like a Halloween, thing upstairs.
Yeah, it was kind of.
They don't really open it.
Kind of mad about that because, we asked about this earlier, but I had asked about that at the beginning of October. And at that time, the answer was no, they weren't doing it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they're fucking doing it. And I had plans. And I was kind of pissed because that was kind of dope last year,
Yeah, and it was cool. Like, they set up all the rooms, and with the amount of time that they had to set it up, like, they did really good. So they had a bunch of, dope spots where you could take pictures and shit, and you had a lot of foot traffic through there because they had a party bus that was driving to different spots. So it was like, I think it was like Boxcar, Tony Siesta, and then Espuelas. And so, you had a lot of people in and out, but yeah, it was a nice little night. And then, came back home, slept for a couple hours, and woke up Monday and did the same shit. Just got right back to work. So
I'll tell you what, though. With Halloween falling on a Sunday, it didn't feel like Halloween to me.
Yeah.
Like, the Saturday felt like Halloween.
What's weird, though, too, is like, last year I seen a bunch of people posting, like, their trick-or-treat photos and like all that shit, and like I've seen a lot of people, like, because a few of my friends have kids, and so like they'd post like but I didn't see anybody like really trick-or-treating.
Me neither. And
then I seen like a bunch of TikToks where like people were like waiting in the garage for like people to come up, and like nobody was out trick-or-treating like that. So
it's kind of strange.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't expect anybody at the apartment just because it's it's an apartment. I really don't expect kids to go up and down staircases looking for candy. But no, it was just, I remember I went out and I had to run to H-E-B, and it was like 7. So that's normally the time that kids would be trick-or-treating. You still got like a little bit of sunlight out, and like I shot over to H-E-B real quick, and like I go by a couple neighborhoods to get there. I didn't see nothing. Like, I was just like, damn, kids don't give a fuck nowadays.
They're just, we'll just stay at home and sit on our phones and play fucking Fortnite, dude.
Yeah, Mom, COVID's pretty bad.
Yeah. And I don't want to have to wear a mask under my mask, because then that's double. And what if I can't breathe, Mom? What if I can't breathe? No, I don't want to use a fucking pillowcase to get candy. Yeah. Just went through this whole scenario. Oh shit.
That kid exists. That's
yeah,
the funny
they do.
part.
It's these little privileged fuckers that be running out here. I can't stand kids like that. Like I remember I went trick or treating with this one. Fuck, what was his name? I don't want to put his name out there.
No,
because he probably watches this shit. But
probably hate watching.
you know how Randolph, like, he had a lot of like the officers' kids.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, we all like go in a group to go trick or treating, and me and like one other person are like the only niggas with like pillowcases.
Yeah.
And everybody else has like the little fucking buckets with like the shit.
I got
like,
a trash bag after a while.
yeah,
Big
he's
ass
like,
black trash bag.
I'm out here
Fuck
robbing
it.
niggas.
Like, yeah, we getting it.
Yeah, Halloween costume had black forces.
Yeah.
Oh,
honey, close the door.
Yeah, no, don't give that motherfucker candy. But yeah, motherfucker had nerve to, why you using the pillowcase?
Because it's the tradition, you fuck.
I'm like, you know what, you asshole? I'm not paying $8.99 for a fucking bag. It's stupid. I got hella pillowcases in my closet that we don't use. It's for company and candy.
Company and candy.
So fuck off. Oh shit. But yeah. Halloween was all right. I'm expecting next Halloween to be a little bit better. I want to do a little bit more.
I say this every year, but I'm going to try and plan a costume out and get it together.
You better get it together now.
Like, yeah, like not last minute.
But
you know
the thing that pisses me off is like how fast things move, right?
Yeah.
And it always happens to where it's like the month before or like the month or like a couple of weeks before, something funny will happen and it becomes like a meme on the internet or like some shit. And then people are so quick and creative with it that they have like those costumes. And so when you go out, you see those costumes and like my dumb ass is in a Batman costume, like just the most basic shit. And then you see all these people in these cool ass costumes. You're like, man.
That was the Squid Game thing, man.
Like, fuck.
It just popped off a month prior. And it's just like, everyone's going to be wearing that.
And I seen some good Squid Game costumes too. I was like, oh shit, like y'all motherfuckers got it down to a T.
It's pretty nice, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's always like those little pop culture reference things that jump off that like a week or two prior to Halloween that some motherfucker just so happens to have the clothes in the closet and they can throw the outfit together and get that shit off. And I'm just like, man, God damn it, that's smart.
You be hating and shit.
Yeah, I'll always be hating.
Like the one I always used to hate on was the fucking the Old Spice man with the towel. And you fucking the towel in a bottle of Old Spice. And it's the coolest fucking costume. Everybody's like, oh shit, the Old Spice guy. And everybody wants to take pictures with you and shit. And I'm over here in a Batman costume. Everybody kept calling me Creepy Batman.
Creepy Batman.
I'm like, man, fuck y'all. I'm a killer. Oh shit.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so that was Halloween in a nutshell.
Halloween, of course. Yeah. We'll see you next year, Halloween, you fucker. But moving on in the pod, I posed this topic of loyalty versus respect. And the reason why, like I said, I was listening to Wale's Drink Champs. And before Noriega got completely faded, he did ask like a smart question of like, what would you prefer, loyalty or respect? And the answer Wale gave like made me think. He was like, respect. And he was like, that's an easy question because there's a lot of motherfuckers who are in caskets right now because of their loyalty. And loyalty can be very it can actually harm you. It can be very negative towards you and stuff. If you can be too loyal to things to a fault and all that. I started thinking about it and I was like, damn, that would actually be a good podcast topic. So I wanted to pose the question to you. Would you rather loyalty? Would you rather have loyalty or be respected?
I think one of my faults is that for a long time, like I was a super fucking loyal person. Mm-hmm. And, you ride out for people that don't really have the best intentions for you.
Yeah.
And so that's why I have to choose respect over loyalty. Loyalty is good to have, for sure, but it's just like without respect, like I would rather be respected and I would, respect people I fuck with versus, being super loyal because it's like for a long time, like I was loyal to people and it put me in a position to where like just this year, like my career is starting to like move somewhere.
And if you would have stayed loyal to him, you probably still would have
been. Yeah, you would have been in the same like fucking routine. And honestly, I think like just doing that whole thing, like that takes a toll.
Yeah.
Honestly. And it just puts you in like this weird, like depressed fucking mind state. Cause it's like you have ambitions and like drive to, you know, do much more than what you're doing, but you hold yourself back because of loyalty.
I think about it as like, of course I choose respect also, but I feel like respect gets you loyalty.
Yeah.
That's one way of thinking about it. But also in that same like standing, I feel that's also, I say that a lot. Also, one of my biggest weaknesses is I'm loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
And I feel like that hampered me for 8 years in my professional development.
Yeah.
Like I worked a job for 8 years out of loyalty that I was not receiving the respect back in at all. And like just like minor shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all I wanted was like a desk at my job. And I didn't get it. Like shit like that. I just wanted a name attached to my job, my position. Like I knew I was an assistant manager. You know I'm an assistant manager, but you don't want to attach that title to it because you know with the title comes more money.
Or give me that pay.
Yeah, or the pay that comes with it. So it's just like, no, you're just a warehouse associate. Shit like that. And it's like I stayed loyal to that position for so long just thinking like, oh, it's going to get better. I can work harder and you know what I'm saying? I'll get the rewards. But it's like I did that for so long and it didn't do nothing. It wasn't until I said like, fuck it, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
And now, I mean, that was the same for me. It's just like the spot that I was at. It's just like you do all this work and you do all these things, and you know, for the longest time, it's like I felt like I was busting my ass, you know, doing all the work and yet not getting no recognition for it or not getting no respect. And then it's like you have me there. I've been there for a long time, and then you have like new people coming in, and then they're getting promoted before you. But yet, you know, these people that get promoted before you come to ask you questions. Yeah. Because you know all the fucking, you know what I'm saying? And then that's where, you know, loyalty comes into play, because it's like you're loyal to, you know, your job. And my thing is like people I work with, like I never want to let them down. Yeah. I never want to let anybody down, period. Because when you do let somebody, like that's the worst feeling.
That's like that's my mentality that I mentioned earlier about like taking off for your birthday. Yeah. I never did that because like I come from a manual labor job where it's like one man out is more work for everyone else. Mm-hmm. So to me, it was just like if my birthday fell on a weekday, you still go to work and celebrate after.
Yeah, you celebrate after or celebrate on the weekends.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's just like you see all these other people and it's like, oh, I'm taking a whole week off.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo.
Like, yeah, and I still got to break myself for that. Because I still look at you in a negative way of like
really?
Lazy. What?
Yeah, like you just gonna take the
like,
but the more I've been, you know, kind of trying to take care of myself, like the more I'm realizing it's like, damn, like a lot of these people don't really they don't give a fuck about you. Yeah. And so it's like you're loyal to this job, you're loyal to these people, and you're loyal to, you know, whatever acquaintances you have or whatever, you know, quote unquote friendships you have, and yet it's just like these motherfuckers wouldn't do the same shit that you would do for them. Yeah. And so it comes to a point where you got to sit there and really think like, damn. And so like, you know, just this past year, like, you know, I cut a lot of people out of just like my data, because it's so fucking draining. Yeah. To have to deal with, you know, like trying to boost yourself up and trying to like, because for y'all, like, you know, UE and like everybody that I chop it up with, like I always try to like big up everybody. Yeah. Like, yo, like, you know, like try to send y'all shit during the week, like kind of, you know, to help motivate, because I want that same motivation throughout the week. Yeah. Because it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Especially like doing the amount of shit that I do. It's just like sometimes you need that little boost. Mm-hmm. And you need that little, like, even a fucking high five. Yeah. So, I kind of went off the rails a little bit, but you know, it's just like you look for that in the people that you're loyal to, and they don't give you that, and it keeps you in a place of being complacent or stagnant. Yeah. And you know, you have no room to progress or go forward, and it makes it, you know, it takes a toll on you mentally. It does. And it puts you in a spot to where it's like, and then once you move on from that and you kind of cut all that shit out, and you start making bigger moves and doing bigger things, it's like, and then these people look at you and they're like, oh, well, you know, like, fuck him because this, and this. It's like, no, not fuck me. It's like, don't not fuck me because you decided to stay in the same spot, you know.
Look yourself in the mirror. Look inward.
So
is what you need to do.
Oh man, see, you niggas got me hot. But yeah, man. So I'm definitely gonna choose respect over loyalty because loyalty don't last.
I think also the way that Wale defined it was like loyalty has a short lifespan.
Yeah.
Whereas like you can I can go away for a while and then come back and you'll still respect me.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like I go any place and just show back up after like a couple years and you still have that respect for me. So of course, definitely I think respect is by far and away the better choice. And it's just, but when the topic came up, like I said, like I looked at my life and I was just like, damn, that I have suffered because of loyalty.
Yeah.
I know I have.
I was about to ask you that too. It's like, how much do you think you've lost just based off of being loyal?
Yeah. Because it like you said, it adds complacency to you. Because, I mean, in a way, the loyalty is kind of like the comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, there's a lot of shit I wouldn't have done if I just stayed loyal to certain groups of people, certain people or certain professions, certain jobs and shit. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in right now.
Yeah.
If I just stayed loyal to that same job. I mean, it would be exactly, I'd be pushing like my 20 year at that job almost.
Yeah.
And I still think I wouldn't have like the title or rank that I was looking for. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why people, I don't know. I say it's like I'm trying to find like the words. I like more so like I say the city, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say like San Antonio this, San Antonio that, but there's a lot of people here that want to do good shit, but they're just bogged down by being loyal to people who aren't trying to progress or like move forward.
Exactly.
And they don't have like those same ideas. Like since I've been, you know, kind of just staying in my own lane and doing my own shit, like I've been running into people that I get to talk to them and it's like we have some of the same interests as far as like music goes and like things we would want to do for, you know, like events and shit like that. And it's like, damn, like if I would have stayed in that same spot and been loyal to, you know, certain people, I wouldn't have been able to like have these conversations.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like you know that too, because it's like you have so many dudes here that talk shit and they shit on other DJs or just shit on any other people. Like they just shit on people.
Yeah.
And it's like you go
blindly. Don't even give you a chance to meet them and
it's
actually
like,
have a conversation.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't fuck with that person because this person does this. Or this person is this way or like this. And then you sit down and you talk to these people and you're like, yo, you're actually really fucking cool.
It's the high school mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to Randolph. We were Air Force. Mm-hmm. Our rival was Cole. They were Army. And I remember hating Cole just throughout high school and everything. And then 5 years out of high school when I'm like 21 or, you know what I'm saying, like 22, I go to a bar and I see a bunch of Cole people in there. And like me and my friends kind of like had like the size up moment. And then like we were just like, oh, what up? What up, Cougar? What up, Rohawk? And we like dapped each other up and then went about our fucking business. Yeah. Because it's life. Yep. You get older, you grow, you don't give a shit. And it's just like, why did I? It's like you're kicking it with them. And it's like, I don't know why I didn't like you. Like, I've never met you in my life. Like I just played a sport against you. You know what I'm saying? Like it was weird. And then like I eventually interned for one of these dudes later on in life at the bank when I was interning, and he remembered that. Yeah. And he was just like, oh shit, it's you, Rohawk. I was like, yo, what up, Cougar and shit. Like dapped each other up. It's like, damn, you in a high ranking position here. Like, yeah. And it was, now we're men just talking. And it's just like, that's crazy. I don't know why I hated you. Like,
yeah. A lot of people got to let go of that, like that mentality, man. Cause it really like holds you back from doing a lot of dope shit. And it's just like, my thing is like, I want to just create and do things with people, but it's kind of hard to do that because, you know, too many chiefs. Yeah. And, you know, not a lot of people want to take the back seat and they kind of let their pride get in the way. And for me, like when it comes to creative shit, like my pride does get in the way of a lot of things. But anything creative, like it doesn't, like I want to learn, and I want to know how to like get better. And so, you know, when I have my loyalties to, you know, people in the past, it's just like that shit held me back a lot. And so I'm, you know, it sucks how, you know, things unfolded, but at the end of the day, it's like it was way better for me.
Hey, quarantine let a lot of people look at themselves in the mirror and then take totality over their list or group of friends. And they had to cross some people off and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you could do during quarantine. And like, I'm glad to say I was there while you were like doing that. And I remember like the text messages and shit of like, these dudes don't fuck with me no more. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, because in my mind, I had already just like, yeah, whatever. If I see you, but it's no big deal.
It's crazy. Like once like people see the switch and they see you starting to do dope things, it's like that true, like, just like their true selves show. Yeah. And it was just a lot of like, it was like a lot of like snide shit. And they didn't think I'd like pick up on it, and I did. And I was just like, once I started picking up on it, I was just like, man, fuck this. I was like, I'm bending over backwards for niggas that wouldn't, you know, bend a finger for me. So yeah. And I mean that too is like, you know, during quarantine and all that, and like since COVID, like I've met, you know, a lot of other DJs and you know, gotten to chop it up with them. So for me, I don't have any beef with any DJ. I don't have anything negative to say about any DJ here in San Antonio or any DJ that I've met. Like, we're all our own people. Yeah. I've heard some things about me and it's just like, okay, man, if that's how you feel, like, I'm not worried about it. But, you know, like, we've talked surface level and we've gotten to chop it up. I think you're cool. And I mean, if you think I'm cool and like you talking to me then, but then you go and you say some shit behind my back, like,
for the most part, I can say whenever I do kick it with you and we go out to other places and like see other DJs, there doesn't seem to be like a level of hostility like it used to be.
Yeah, not like it used to be.
Like back,
I forgot who it was. He was like, motherfucker, I didn't like you. And I was like, why? It's like, nigga, we never had problems. I never spoke to you. He's like, I don't know. For some reason, he's like, I just didn't like your ass. Yeah. And I was like, damn, okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I remember that was another thing too. Like back when we were doing shows and we were with some people and they had brought some friends out and one of their cousins. And so we were on stage and we just got done doing a performance. And this was when we did the one at Kick Butt. Mm-hmm. And EJ was there and this other dude, Marty. And so once we got off stage, it's like all of our friends were there. So we go and we, you know, dap all our friends up and they're like, oh shit, like that was dope. Like, congrats. This, and this. So you get off stage and you do that whole thing. And so finally I got to my friend and I was talking to her and her cousin. And then her cousin, she was like, oh, I did think you were cute, but now I can see that you're like super cocky. And I was just like,
I remember you telling me that.
And
it like fucked your night up too. You're like, who the fuck is this bitch?
I was like, what? I was like, how am I? And she's like, because like you're walking around here and like you think you're the man and like you're, and she was like really going off and she was like talking her shit. And I was like, for one, I've never met you. Yeah. And then two, it's just like I was thanking all my friends for fucking coming.
Which you always do
like,
too.
All the people that were there were like people I knew and that like bought tickets, you know, to come to the show.
You're the opposite of me when you leave. Like, you like to shake everybody's hand. I like to quietly exit so no one notices, so I don't have to say bye to everybody. But you're always like, oh, hold on, I gotta say bye to the DJs and the bartenders. Yeah, and shit.
Man. That's my thing. It's like I like saying bye to people, or not really bye, but just like I'll see you later. You know, man, because like once you like do that and like you build those relationships, it's like down the road. Like last night, I went to Broadway 50/50 in between my set because one of my friends, Bree, she had a Red Bull party at Broadway 50/50, and I walked in and guess who I fucking seen? Chris from Rebar.
Oh shit!
And he was like, "Yo, what's up?" So he works over there, and then the guy that I met over there, he was like, "Hey, well, he's like, we're gonna bring DJs over here." Hey! So it's shit like that.
That's what I'm talking about. So hopefully it's just I get like, that employee discount over there too, Chris.
So it's just like, you know, popping up and just, you know, chopping it up with people.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's always kind of been my thing. So
Respect over loyalty, hands down. You guys can debate it also. I also forgot. I don't think we said the movie with the sound off. The movie with the sound off this week right now is Gladiator, a classic movie. I kind of got a little distracted while you were explaining your last part there because it was, action was happening on screen.
are you not entertained?
Speaking of entertained, on the next topic, couldn't think of anything to put here, so I just figured we do a old time's sake. What are you watching? What have you watched?
Reminiscent of the IDK podcast.
Yes.
What are we watching?
Yes.
What are you watching?
Right now we're watching Gladiator.
Right now, yeah, we're on the Gladiator tip.
But you kind of stepped on some of mine. I was going to say I've been watching Cowboy Bebop. Started over the weekend. Waiting in the hotel. I didn't tell you that. The reason why I was in Austin for Halloween was my girl has a family friend who is doing a quinceañera. The little girl was having her quinceañera, and they live in Pflugerville.
Oh, shit.
So that's the reason why we had to stay in North Austin, because she had to wake up at 7 a.m. and shoot up to Pflugerville, do that girl's makeup and hair, and then do her friend's makeup and hair, I think.
Okay.
And then her family came, and she actually had to stay for the quinceañera for a little bit.
Okay.
And so that's why we were there. But while she was out, I'm not going to the quinceañera because I'm Mike. I don't go to the quinceañera.
Like, who is? What is security doing?
What is security doing? Bro, I would give out their ID and showed it to me. Like, yeah, motherfucker. But yeah, I chilled at the hotel room, relaxed, and that was when I started watching Cowboy Bebop. And Halloween night, we actually watched what's it called? A Quiet Place Part 2.
Yeah.
Saw it for the first time. Pretty good.
I have my it was good.
Yeah.
But there were some things that I was just thinking about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But no, for a sequel, wasn't too bad. It just kind of went right off, right after the first one. It sucks. I really wish that shit would have came out
when it was supposed to.
Yeah, when it was supposed to, but that's right when fucking right when COVID hit.
That's the thing. I was gonna go see another movie at first, that Antlers movie.
Yeah.
About the Wendigo creature that's killing people in Oregon. And I'd bought my ticket and everything Friday night, and when I went to the theater and I was getting ready to go in there and watch it, I was like, man, it's 10 minutes before the movie starts. Where is everybody? And then I went back on the fucking app and tried to buy another ticket and realized that I was the only one who bought a ticket. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, I have no problem seeing movies by myself, but I'm not going to watch in an empty theater. So I left the theater and just started wandering around North Austin for a little bit because I was just I can't watch it. But that came to mind because that's another one of those movies that was supposed to come out right before quarantine.
Yeah.
And then quarantine hit and it got pushed way the fuck out.
Yeah, it got pushed way.
So far,
way
it's
back.
Almost 2 years later now.
That shit is wild, man. But yeah, Quiet Place was pretty good. I fuck with that. Quiet Place too. Was that all the shit that you was watching? Or just Quiet Place 2 and then Cowboy Bebop?
Quiet Place 2, Cowboy Bebop. Man, Curb Your Enthusiasm's back. I gotta catch up on it. I know I'm back an episode. But other than that, no. I started Secession with my girl a week ago.
What's that?
It's it's produced by Will Ferrell and his longtime buddy Adam McKay. They help write movies like Anchorman and all this shit like that, but it's not a comedy like that. It's a dark comedy about a family, a rich family that's that their father's about to step down from chairman position, and he's trying to pass the duties on to somebody, and they all think it's gonna be them. Mm-hmm. And so it basically it's an infighting amongst this billionaire corporation family and shit. And I'm only on the first season, so I'm trying not to divulge a lot of information because the newest season is out right now, and it's basically the lines have been drawn on whose side everyone's on. But on the season I'm watching, it's still up in the air of
what's it on?
It's a HBO Max.
Okay,
it's a HBO show.
Might have to check it out.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's not a real knee slapping funny show, and it is kind of long, and some of the episodes can be drawn out, but it's really good writing. So
Okay.
that's why I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll watch it.
I'll peep it. Man, I've kind of been all over the place with like things that I've been watching. There was this movie on Netflix I watched, and I didn't really catch the end because I came home and I tried to like finish it, but I fell asleep. But it was like there's someone in your house. And it was like a scary one.
Yeah.
I was in the mood for some scary shit, and it was actually interesting because I guess, it's like this killer. And I guess it knows like secrets about like everybody at this like high school, and it's like killing off like students.
Oh shit.
But when the killer kills, it's like the student that they're like chasing down, they have a fucking 3D printed mask of like that student's face.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I thought that aspect of the shit was dope, but I have to go back and watch it because I was like in and out of sleep like watching that shit.
Yeah.
So there's that. I've been putting on Seinfeld. And I've been trying to like catch up and like watch episodes of that, and it's pretty dope. That and then Cowboy Bebop, and the only reason I started watching that is because I remember seeing it back in the day on Adult Swim or Cartoon Network, whatever. But I never really watched episodes. It was just like it would be something I'd see before I go to sleep, and then like I put it on and I'd just fall asleep. But so I started watching that since they put it out because I know they're coming out with the live action.
Yeah.
Is it a series or is it a movie?
No, it's gonna be a series.
Okay.
Just
dope. So yeah. So I'm just kind of like watching it, just kind of get a grasp of what it's really about, and so far so good. So those are a few things that I'm partaking in at the moment.
Cool. That's dope. All right, so I guess we can jump into that last topic real quick, and this kind of came about. Also, it kind of like a bunch of ideas I got from Wale, honestly. But I noticed that his new album just dropped, the Falarin Part 2.
I haven't heard it yet.
And I heard like the first 2 songs on it. It's pretty good. But it got me to thinking, like, do music sequels, like album sequels, do they suffer from the same things that like movie sequels do? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can never top a classic, really.
Yeah.
And like a lot of shit out there is classic. And like it took me a minute to think of like a decent sequel or like a sequel that I think is superior to the original. And the only one that came to mind to me was Carter 2 is far superior to Carter 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But other than that, I really couldn't think of anything else because I hate Blueprint 2. And I mean, if you can go through the whole series, like Blueprint, it gets worse. Like Blueprint 3 is the worst out of the trilogy.
Yeah, Blueprint 3
You know what I'm saying?
I went back and listened to that shit a while back because I found my CD Bible.
CD Bible.
I got my CD Bible, and I was like, damn, I got this shit on CD. So I popped it in, and of course there's like the few songs on there that are dope, but for the most part I was like, ugh. I kind of feel the way about Blueprint 3 that you feel about Kingdom Come.
That's your Kingdom Come.
Yeah, that's my Kingdom Come. You know what though? Like going back and listening to Kingdom Come 2 is like I'm starting to see what you're talking about, but still like I have like some good like I have favorites on.
Yeah, you can't get rid of the nostalgia or whatever it makes you feel from a time whenever it dropped. Yeah. Those you'll always have that held. You know what I'm saying? My thing is just I don't know. Can you think of any like sequels that surpass the original, like in music, or even are on par?
See, that's hard for me because it's just like when I listen to music, I don't really listen to it as like if they have like albums and like a sequence like that, like I just listen to the album for the album. So I think like the only continuation of an album that like I can recall was The Cool. So it's like Food and Liquor and then The Cool, and The Cool is based off of The Cool off of the first, album. So
yeah,
that, but everything else I just kind of like look at it as like its own individual project, even if it has like the same like name title. So like all the Wayne stuff, like Carter 1, Carter 2, all that.
I think of it as I don't know. I think of it as a movie. So it's just like this is a series.
Yeah.
That artist thought highly enough of this collection of music to bless it with the same title of another classic he had. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, if you think it holds up enough to have that title, then I have high hopes for it. And I'm always, maybe that's just me, because I'm always disappointed from it, because like the title adds high hopes to it. Whereas like there are some times where it's just like, if you didn't call it Blueprint 2 or the Marshall Mathers LP 2,
yeah,
or you know what I'm saying, or if you didn't call it that,
there wouldn't be as much anticipation.
Yeah, and then I could be able to digest it a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's one thing that probably like fucks a lot of artists up is like, oh, this, because when you think about it, it's like, okay, yeah, Blueprint 1, Blueprint 2, people are expecting it to be like that. So I can see what you're saying in that sense as far as like music goes. But yeah, like I said, man, that too is just like on the artist side of things, it's like maybe they just put so much creativity into like making the songs and the project that they're just like, they don't really give a fuck what the name is, so they're just like, oh fuck it, name it Blueprint 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause and then that too is just like how they used to do mixtapes back in the day, where it was like, what was all the Wayne shit, like the Drought.
It's like all the way up to the Drought 9 or whatever.
Yeah. So I just kind of look at it like that.
But even still, even with that, if I see it's the Drought, I expect it to be heat.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same thing when he did, like a couple years ago, he dropped No Ceilings Part 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, No Ceilings 1 was fire. This, you better give me bars on this.
You better give me bars,
like this,
son.
This shit better be, like, I better be quoting you, bro. And,
yeah.
you know, same thing.
Yeah, I can see that. I never really looked at it from like that perspective. I always looked at movies like that, like this shit better be good, but
yeah,
I never thought to look at albums in that way.
Yeah. The difference between us.
I know. See, everybody's different. Everybody that, you know what though, for me though, the last 5 to 6 years, you know, after I started DJing, it's hard for me to like sit with albums.
Yeah.
Because people just want like the newest shit so quick. So you have to be up on like, you know, whatever's on Billboard and just like shit that people request commonly.
You've become the algorithm.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's unfortunate because it's like there's albums that I used to like sit and I used to be able to enjoy them front to back. And it's like now I'm just like skimming through albums that, you know, try to find like the best shit or like who has the best verse on what, who has like the more hype verse on whatever, so that way I can like drop that shit in, you know, randomly, have people singing that shit.
Yeah.
So that's mainly like what I look for in shit now. But I've been sharing music with a few friends and they've been sending me some shit and I'm just like, damn, like I want to go back to like just listening to whole albums. It's like I have all these vinyls, you know, I got my record player and shit, but like I haven't set it up. God damn, he just chopped that nigga's head off. Rowdy as fuck. I forgot this shit was that graphic.
I remember, dog, my friend's dad took us to see this at the Base Theater.
Yo, is this the part?
Yeah. You not dead, I died. You gonna get us get us blacklisted on IG on YouTube.
On YouTube. Like, take that shit down now.
Universal Pictures put a fucking copyright tag on this.
Yeah.
But
where were we?
yeah. So
with like the, you know, I gotta find all the pop and shit.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a final question. What would you say is your favorite like series of musical sequels? If you can think of one.
I would have to say like the first 3 Kanye albums. It'd be like College Dropout, Late Registration, and then Graduation. And then after that, he just branched off and started being weird. But
I call that a quadrilogy then, because I add well, that'd be 5 then. No. Yeah, that'd be 5. Because I add Dark Twisted Fantasy to that.
See, I look at it from like the whole like the theme of like school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, see, if that's the case, we never got Good Ass Job. Good Ass Job is turned into multiple albums.
Yandi,
yeah,
all kinds of
shit. I like Good Ass Job was supposed to be fucking 808s originally.
Yeah,
and then it becomes that, and then it was next thing you know, it's like, oh, Dark Fantasy is gonna be Good Ass Job, and still not it.
You know what I wanted? I wanted that TurboGrafx shit.
TurboGrafx, what was that?
He just kept talking about it. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna release TurboGrafx something. And I was like, damn, this shit might sound trippy as fuck. Like I'm ready. And then no TurboGrafx.
No TurboGrafx.
Or Yandi. I mean, there was like the leaks and shit that people posted, but it wasn't like a. Yeah. Oh, did you see on that little stem thing that he had? There was like unreleased songs on there for Donda. Yeah, so on the little thing, if you bought the little stem thing for like $200, where it like isolates like the different parts of the songs.
Yeah.
There was some unreleased joints on there, and I guess the track that he did with Andre. Yeah. He took the Drake disc off. So. Fire. I kind of want to buy one. Song. There's a producer. His name's Kalen. I think it's Kalen Ellis, but he loaded his own shit on the stem thing. Damn. And he was fucking. I seen it on IG earlier. I thought that shit was so dope. But yeah, I would have to say college dropout, late registration, graduation, and then Lupe Fiasco, the cool one, and Food and Liquor and the cool.
Okay. That's good. I'd say probably I'd probably say Carter 1 and 2. Carter 1, 2, and 3, I guess. I'll stop it right there.
See, those are the only ones I could think of off the top. I can't think of anybody else that really did shit like that besides like Jay.
Well, I was gonna say Kid Cudi.
Man on the Moon. You know 1, what? 2, and 3. Damn, you're right.
So,
yeah, I'm gonna have to throw Kid Cudi in there too. I like the shit that Kid Cudi did with the first joint because he had like the DVD that came with it. Yeah. And this is back when he was like just first started popping off. He was doing shows in Australia and shit.
Yeah. The fuck was that?
Yo, I got like some Michael Rappaport shit going on because my neighbors upstairs are fucking. I don't know what this bitch be doing. But she.
Hold on. We're for all the listeners out there, we're listening to see if we can hear his neighbors. I heard laughter and talking along with that yappy ass dog.
Yo, my neighbors upstairs though, it'll be like all hours of the day. Like it'll be in the morning. It'll be like 4:00 in the morning. I get home and all I hear is. Like, what the fuck? What are y'all? You up there doing like jumping jacks? Like the shit is crazy. And then like the other day I heard some shit like drop. I'm like, yo, dad and the dog just yapping. See, shit like that don't bother me. Like I don't really mind because, well, for one, I'm hardly ever home. But then two, it's just like I'm used to like a lot of things going on and shit being loud, and it's not gonna wake me up from my sleep. But I'm just like, I'll be sitting here watching TV, and I just hear, I'm like, yo,
everything okay?
Like, are you all right?
Y'all good?
Fuck, you got like a track meet going on upstairs? Cause yo shit. And then it sounds like she doesn't have carpet because I got carpet in mine. Yeah. And it sounds like she just got hardwood floors.
It could be one of those.
Cause it just be fucking like. She be heel stomping the shit out there, goddamn.
Yeah, I miss carpet now that this is my first apartment without it, and I fucking hate it.
Cause every time you step, it's just
like you can hear it,
go,
and it's like I'll be trying not to, and you can still hear it, and I'm just like, God damn, I feel bad for that old motherfucker below me.
Yeah,
but yeah. So I figure it's a good time to wrap it up so we can get you over to your show, your gig.
Yeah, I got a gig tonight, so I'm trying to make it over there on time.
All right.
But yeah, on that note, we're going to wrap this episode up. This was the Saucy Boys podcast, and you can find us on Instagram at the Saucy Boys Pod. And then if you're looking for our individual handles, you can find them on there. They will be tagged.
Yes, sir.
And as always, if you have any questions, comments, critiques, life advice, or you just want to send us money or something, do your thing. We accept all donations.
No theme yet, no theme for this month, but like we stated at the beginning of the pod, we're gonna try and try and make beverages and cocktails that you guys can try out at home, things like that. So we're gonna get back onto that.
Do you fuck with eggnog?
Yeah, that's that. You bitch, you just fucking ruined my end of the month.
Oh, my bad.
Like I was gonna make my throat eggnog over this bitch, man. I love that shit.
Yo, there's this wine, I forgot what it's called. It's like this, but it only comes out like seasonal. Yeah. And it's like during like the holidays. So I'm gonna try to pick some of that shit up.
That's the shit that you like warm up and drink with like a stick of cinnamon, right?
Yeah, some shit like
that.
Yeah,
I seen that.
Yeah, so you have to fuck with that.
Pretty good. Are you for bringing wines on onto
Oh
the
yeah,
pod?
I'm for whatever.
All right, I've like avoided it for the longest time, but there's been like times where like, man, I should get a nice cabaret or
A
some
fucking Chardonnay,
Chardonnay,
Sauvignon Blanc.
lobster and shrimp, and a glass of Moscato.
Yeah. So what's it? On that note, we out.
Peace.
We'll see y'all next time.
Later.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?